Welcome to the ELAWS training presentation on TFL Private Hire Driver SERU assessments. This presentation relates to news released from TFL on the 1st of October 2021 regarding Notice 1421. TFL are introducing a new assessment for all current and future licensed private hire drivers. The new assessment is in addition to the topographical assessment. The new assessment is called SERU. This stands for Safety, Equality and Regulatory Understanding. SERU promotes public safety and customer service. It is essential that PHV drivers have an appropriate understanding of safety, equality and regulatory requirements that apply to them. This helps ensure public safety and will also enhance customer service for passengers. These improvements were originally considered in 2016 when Transport for London, or TfL, conducted a wide-ranging review of PHV regulations. Following feedback from that review, TfL has developed a new Safety, Equality and Regulatory Understanding, or SERU, requirement. This is TPH Notice 1421. TfL reserve the right in the future to require applicants to take the SERU assessment for a second time, in the event of a significant change in the regulatory landscape. This is from TPH Notice 1421. How does this relate to you? For existing private hire drivers, if your proof of English language qualifications documents were sent to TfL prior to the 30th of September 2021 and they have been accepted, you will be required to take a SERU assessment between now and the 31st of March 2023. TfL will write to you to arrange an appointment. This will be undertaken at TfL driver assessment premises only. These are currently Baker Street or West Kensington. Existing private hire drivers who have not submitted their English language requirements, or whose submission has not been accepted, you will be required to take a SERU assessment between now and the 31st of March 2023. TfL will write to you to arrange an appointment. You will also be required to take the English speaking and listening assessment between now and the 31st of March 2023. Again, TfL will write to you to arrange an appointment. These assessments will be undertaken at TfL driver assessment premises only, and these are currently Baker Street or West Kensington. For new private hire applicants between the 1st of October 2021 to the 31st of March 2023, before your licence is granted, you must pass the topographical assessment. After your licence is granted, you must pass the SERU assessment and pass the speaking and listening assessment. TfL will write to you to arrange appointments. All of the above to be undertaken at TfL driver assessment premises only. New private hire applicants from the 1st of April 2023, before your licence is granted, you must pass the topographical assessment and pass the SERU assessment and pass the speaking and listening assessment. TfL will write to you to arrange the necessary appointments. All of the above to be undertaken at TfL driver assessment premises only. What does the assessment cost? Each of the three assessment modules, topographical, SERU and speaking and listening, costs £36 for the first sitting, so for all three that would be £108. For each resit it's £16 per module. The total cost is dependent on which modules you are required to take and whether you require any resits. What is the SERU assessment? You will be required to pass an assessment which will include questions on these three subjects: safety, equality and regulatory understanding. All questions in the SERU assessment will be based upon the content of the newly published PHV Driver Handbook. The handbook is a working guide for PHV drivers and is an invaluable tool for both applicants and existing licensees, and will be regularly updated with any new or amended information. We expect all PHV licensees to regularly review the handbook and remain familiar with its contents, which will be kept under review and updated. This is from TPH Notice 1421. The SERU Assessment Guide. TFL have produced an online assessment guide for the SERU assessment. We have reviewed it and found the following. It is a web-based version of the PHV Driver's Handbook. There are knowledge checks after each section, so you can self-assess to see if you've understood the content. You can see the style and format of the questions you can expect to be asked. This is available to download in the YouTube description box on the TFL website. There will be more than one style of question. There will be multiple choice questions, and you must read each question carefully. Here is an example. Read the question at the top of the page and select your answer by clicking on it. Some of the words in the PHV Driver's Handbook have links to a section where you can find the meaning of those words. What is this section called? Is it the glossary? Is it the index? Or is it the contents page? In this instance, the answer is the glossary, so you would tick the glossary and move on to your next question. Another type of multiple choice question requires you to read a passage and then read the question about the passage underneath, and you select your answer by clicking on it. Here is an example. Please read the following information carefully and answer the question below. It is important that all licensed PHV drivers provide a professional service to their passengers. TFL expects drivers to offer a high level of customer service, use clean and well-maintained licensed vehicles, and to fully obey the laws of the road. This handbook provides you with essential information to help you give your passengers the safe and professional service they expect. It also includes information on your responsibilities as a PHV driver. So that's the passage. Then they will ask you a question. In this case, which one of the following statements is correct? The handbook does not include information on a PHV driver's responsibilities. TFL expects drivers to use clean and well-maintained licensed vehicles. PHV drivers only need to obey some laws of the road. In this instance, the second answer, TFL expects drivers to use clean and well-maintained licensed vehicles, is the correct one. So you would click on this, then move on to your next question. Another type of question is called sentence completion. Like with every question, you must read it carefully. Here, you need to fill in the spaces in the sentence. Read the passage and decide which of the words at the bottom of the page should go into the spaces in the sentence. In this example, the question is, please complete the following passage by selecting a word or phrase and dragging it into the space in the sentence. Any unused words must be dragged into the red box before moving on to the next question. You will need to sit an assessment based on the information in this handbook as part of the licensing application process, so please read all of it carefully. So the correct words are based, handbook and carefully. The incorrect words, handbooks, base and careful, must be dragged into the red box. The speaking and listening assessment. The new speaking and listening assessment consists of a 15 to 20 minute conversation. You will be required to attend TFL premises to take this test. It will be undertaken by the service provider via a secure video or telephone link at a TFL premises. The level of this exam is Language Cert International ESOL B1 Speaking and Listening for TFL. The pass mark for the speaking and listening assessment has been set at 60%. The speaking and listening assessment consists of a short online conversation with a real person. Each candidate is examined individually. The exam content authentically replicates real-life English in use. It essentially tests the two skills of speaking and listening in English. It is aligned to the B1 level of the CEFR, or Common European Framework of Reference. During the speaking and listening assessment, you will have a number of tasks to complete. In Part 1, it's about personal information, and you're required to respond to questions on familiar matters. Part 2 is situational role play, where you will initiate and respond appropriately to social situations. Part 3 is about exchanging information, where you will exchange information on a given image or set of images. Part 4A is where you listen and respond. You answer questions on a short monologue delivered by the examiner. Part 4B, long turn. You deliver a short, uninterrupted talk on a relevant topic provided by the examiner. ELAWS Training are putting together a comprehensive training programme for SERU, Part 1, testing ability to read and write in English to the appropriate standard, and SERU Part 2, speaking and listening assessment. As soon as more information is released from TFL, our website, along with appropriate training courses, will be updated. Why train with ELAWS Training? ELAWS have delivered secure topographical assessments on behalf of Transport for London since 2017. From the 1st of November 2021, all assessments will be conducted at TFL premises only. ELAWS Training have previously delivered Ofqual regulated qualifications and been approved by Ofqual awarding bodies, including SFJ awards and industry qualifications. We have City and Guilds and HABC qualified trainers, assessors and internal quality assurance. We have trainers who are qualified to teach English as a foreign language. ELAWS has a wealth of knowledge and experience in education and training, specifically licence-linked qualifications. And we have helped thousands of people to pass their topographical test. The online Safeguarding Awareness course. Information contained in TPH Notice 1321. TFL have developed a Safeguarding Awareness course for taxi and private hire drivers and all other licensees. TFL expect all licensees to undertake the Safeguarding Awareness course at the earliest opportunity. Applicants for a new or renewal PHV driver licence are strongly recommended to undertake the Safeguarding Awareness course prior to sitting the Safety, Equality and Regulatory Understanding, or SERU, requirement assessments. This online course is available now for you to complete from the TFL website link in the YouTube description box.